From Echoing Green, please welcome Cheryl Dorsey.
Thank you so much. Good afternoon, everyone. I love that. This is going to be a fabulous panel, and I'd like you all to help me please welcome to the stage Sandra Chukwudozie, CEO of Salpha Energy. You heard from my introduction that I'm representing Echoing Green this afternoon. We're an organization that supports social entrepreneurs and the broader field and ecosystem of social innovation. So I'm always pleased to be in the company of extraordinary social innovators with bold ideas, doing really important work in the world. So I learned some of these statistics in getting ready for this panel, that 600 million people across the African continent lack reliable access to electricity, let alone access to clean energy. And you thus founded Salpha Energy with the goal of bringing about, and I love this term, energy freedom. And you've already impacted over 2 million people with affordable off-grid solar home systems and generators. Can you tell us more about your solutions and then what sets it apart from other renewable energy projects that we might be familiar with?
Thank you, Cheryl. So when we think about energy access in Africa, like what Cheryl said, it's a statistics that hits you, 600 million people not having access to energy. And a lot of companies create the markets. They go out there, they want to deploy solutions as quickly as possible to close the gap. And they're training people, and that's very important. But what is actually happening when it comes to value capture is that the technology innovation itself is really not happening on the continent. It's happening offshore through foreign-owned supply chains. And what that means is that you're importing cost, and sometimes you're not able to provide quality products. And when I reflect on that, it's a disservice to Africa, because why at this point in time should we recycle the fossil fuel story? Minerals, oil in the ground, we export that, we beneficiate externally, and we import finished refined products. And when I sit here and I reflect, I mean, just across the river, Menlo Park, right, New Jersey, where 146 years ago, the incandescent light bulb was made. I'm asking myself, how the hell do over 500 million people not have access to energy? And what I'm pulling from that is just the ingenuity of Thomas Edison saying, you know what, we're gonna get a bunch of young people who have the energy, audacity, the passion to build something, to create something, and that's what Salpha is trying to do. Essentially, we want to reclaim the value chain. We want to say that the African story for clean energy should be us making ourselves move beyond this transactional way of Mickey Mouse business to saying, how do we do the technology transfer and champion local innovation? So my company set up assembly. We assemble, we design, we distribute at scale, and ultimately we're training young people who, ordinarily speaking, would be overlooked for high-skilled jobs, and we're giving them that dignity of being part of the clean energy transition. So that's a bit about us. Thank you.
That's great. Yes. Applause. Well deserved. Sandra, if you don't mind, can I ask you a quick follow-up question? You know, and I love the way you talked about your work because you came at it from a systems approach, understanding structurally what you're trying to build and overcome. But you also have a holistic approach where you have a financing element to the work that you do. Will you tell us more about that?
Yeah. So when we look at the continent, right, the biggest challenge has been that there's been a lot of macroeconomic shakeup. So I'll give, for example, in Nigeria, the largest markets with people who don't have access to electricity, about 80 million people. Over the last 80 years, we've had the currency devalue against the dollar by 80%. And that feels like a 50% tariff being slammed on homes, businesses, across energy, food, medicine. And so what Salpha tried to do was really think about how do we provide access to energy and how do we position the sun as an investable asset class where we are convincing financiers to provide finance to customers to purchase solar at small instrumental payments to own the solution. And then the interesting thing is that when they begin to make repayments, we're building a financial record. And that financial record gives visibility to people who, ordinarily speaking, would be overlooked. they have credit visibility, and through the work that we do with our partners, we operate through 1,000 branches. We have over 6,000 financiers and sales agents across the country combing, and that has helped us really build and deploy to over 2 million people. And it's really important that when we look at financing, we must blend it in a way that is patient, but also very catalytical to really reach those who are furthest behind.
Sandra, I'm really curious from you, what are you hearing from Salpha's customers? What intel do you receive?
Okay, so similar to what Salma said, we spent the last 8 years deploying solar in markets where there has been no solar, very low penetration. And what is refreshing to hear is actually customers saying, we trust you. And what I love is the fact that our customers take action, whether it's them purchasing our products, scaling up, referring people, or even telling us how to innovate better. It makes a whole difference, and we're seeing clear demand signals from them. Over the past 4 years, our company has grown year on year by 100%. And for me, frankly speaking, beyond those numbers, what we're actually seeing is that people are saying different things depending on their journey. So whether it's people who need energy access for the first time, they're telling us, oh, wow, I finally have reliable energy, and it is me feeling like I belong into a new modern world. And when I reflect on that, going back to what I said about Thomas Edison, why do 500 million people and above that, why are they still waiting for lighting at that basic level? So it fuels my hunger to really go out there and deploy as quickly as possible. We have other customers who want reliability, and they're saying to us, listen, the grid, we're connected to it, but it's not stable, it's not reliable. We need something that actually gives us autonomy. Right? And what is beautiful is that what is helping us achieve this is the fact that unit economics are more and more favorable. The cost structures are falling. Solar and battery are becoming affordable. And what that means is that clean energy is becoming the most affordable source. So we're having this beautiful thing where the self-interest of our customers, where they want affordable energy, is aligning with the planet's need for decarbonization. And so what we're seeing is that when you have that sort of strong alignment, this clean energy transition, no matter what anybody says, is really unstoppable. And what we're seeing is system-level change, whether it's access to energy or reliability. Everybody wants freedom, and that's what we're trying to build for our customers.
Beautiful. Energy freedom is good for people and planet. That's beautifully said. And this has been so inspiring for me, for sure. How about you, Sandra?
I mean, for me, it's really just been discipline. Just realizing that, to be honest with you, 10 years ago, I started my career at the United Nations in New York. And it was 2015, the SDG goals were launched, and I had this fire in me to make a difference. I left that job, came back to Nigeria to really champion what I thought would look like the energy transition for young people. And when I reflect on where we are as a world, 360 million young Africans are going to need jobs in 10 years. 1 in 3 of them are suffering with mental health and depression. 3 in 5 may not have jobs. When I see those kind of forecasts, they fuel me up, because forecasts aren't destiny. It's a chance to really transform and make a dent on what it could look like. And so when I sit here and I imagine what the world would look like, I imagine a world where people are able to just have the dignity of work. And that inspires everything I do, down to the young people that I mentor. And I'm just really here to express and align with people who really believe in this as well. Yeah.
That's beautifully said. Thank you for that. Just a quick piece of advice to folks who aspire to do what you do. What would you tell them quickly? I'll start with you, Sandra.
Be audacious. We are in a world where a lot of shifts are happening, macroeconomical, geopolitical, what have you, but you have to be persistent, you have to move, keep moving forward. And I think we heard from the president, and for me, just thinking about that, I just feel that it's hard. I come from a country where, ordinarily speaking, people aren't able to have a dignifying life, work, or what have you, but you have to keep moving forward and make a dent. No matter where you are, local impact makes global impact. Thank you.
Sandra Chukwudozie, just incredible, incredible.